What's up guys, Sam here, and today we're going to be talking about the weekend's brilliant boxing action. And yeah, so straight off the bat, you may have seen there's quite a few brilliant British boxing matches on this weekend, to be fair. Dillian Whyte against Jermaine Franklin, absolute, well, boxing. It was a good boxing match, let's be honest. Maybe not what everyone expected, especially me. I thought this was not going the distance, to be fair, and obviously as it went the distance, it came down to the judges, those wonderful people, and obviously the outcome made a lot of people, especially Jermaine Franklin and his camp, unhappy with the scorecards, which I can somewhat get with the scorecard in Dillian Whyte's favour particularly. So let's just get straight into it. Let's start with the Dillian Whyte Jermaine Franklin fight. Obviously the key talking point is that Jermaine Franklin believes he got robbed, as he said in his post-fight interview. So yeah, if we start with that, just going into it, when I'm watching it, I believe that I thought Dillian Whyte had just snatched it, but I thought it was very close. So obviously had to go back and rewatch it with no commentary, so get rid of some of that little British bias in there. And yeah, so from my own scorecard, it was incredibly tired, back and forth each round practically throughout the whole fight. But yeah, so in the end I scored it as a draw. I had it 114 to 114, which was similar to one scorecard, which was a draw, 115 to 115. I didn't include any 10 apiece rounds in there personally, but yeah, the 116 to 112, two of them in fact, I think that's too far apart personally. 115 to 113 I could see either way, to be fair, either way, or a draw. So, but for Jermaine Franklin to say he's robbed and people to believe he's robbed, excuse me, I believe that to be a bit extreme, but I think he can be hard done by, I think, for it not to be a draw personally. And yeah, so obviously Dillian Whyte moves on. Before the fight, Eddie Hearn was mentioning the AJ fight, AJ2, the rematch was being mentioned as a lot of fighters. AJ is supposedly coming back in February or March for his return fight, but afterwards believe that Eddie Hearn said that Dillian Whyte and AJ be kept apart for a bit until maybe the summer. So yeah, obviously Dillian Whyte, what do you do with him? This was a comeback fight after the Tyson Fury loss, and going into it, I think he needed to look good, which he boxed okay, but it wasn't like typical Dillian Whyte. What we used to see, and what made me fall in love with watching Dillian Whyte fights, the monstrous energy he'd bring to the fights. And for me personally, I think that's why his fight was so close. I'm not quite sure where that inner wolf has gone, you know, like I didn't see him smile once during the fight when he landed a punch or got landed like he used to, and when he would get Franklin on some ropes, he didn't really follow up like he used to. He didn't pound on him and didn't just jump at the opportunity to get on top of him, which obviously a new coach, new trainer had probably to do with it, especially if you saw in the broadcast of DAZN that going into the last round when most people thought it was particularly tight, he just went out there and told him to establish the jab, don't go to the knockout, to try and get on points, which I suppose he just about did in the end. So it was a brave call from the team. But yeah, so Dillian Whyte, obviously no AJ fight straight away. I probably, after a bit of a layoff since the Fury, maybe get him out before the AJ fight, I would think. And I don't know, he's still on the upper echelons of the top heavyweights. So yeah, there's a few people you can put it in, but I think the one I want to see for British boxing especially, because I think he's in a bit of a, where would you call it? He's just outside like the top fights for the moment everyone's putting together, is Joe Joyce. I think Joe Juggernaut Joyce, I think this would be a brilliant fight, honestly. A big British brawl up. Dillian Whyte maybe brings back the old Dillian Whyte. That energy could be there to try and be the man to bring down the juggernaut, you know, with his unbelievable chin, you've got to say. But Dillian Whyte has shown to have power in the past. I'd be all for that if, obviously, Fury, who knows what Tyson Fury's going to do. If the Usyk fight happens and there's now talks of AJ fighting Deontay Wilder, maybe. Joe Joyce is perfect. He's up there, and I think Joe Joyce should take that fight because I think it's a big payday for them both. A British fight, heavyweight, which I personally watch. I think it would sell really well, and I don't think if Joe Joyce was looking at Dillian Whyte performance, I don't see why he'd be scared of that. I think if Whyte would box the way he did in that, I think Joe Joyce gets him out of there in 7 or 8 rounds, I think. But if Dillian Whyte brings the old Dillian Whyte, you never know what could happen. But it would need the old Dillian Whyte to get Joe Joyce out of there, I believe, with that chin of his. But yeah, and onto Franklin, I think obviously hard done by, but I think he put in good made his name a bit for himself over here in the UK and maybe away from American boxing. Like, yeah, I think happily watch him over here again against, I don't know, there's plenty of heavyweights just coming through, younger heavyweights. Happy to see him there. Obviously, you could say Daniel Dubois is fighting at the weekend on the Tyson Fury Chisora undercard. Maybe put him there, or maybe Dubois ends up skipping him, who knows. But yeah, there's plenty of options for Jermaine Franklin after performing like that, I think. And maybe come back with a chip on his shoulder, and who knows where he can get to in this. Also, on the undercard, what fight Fabio Wardley performed when 50-50 fight against Nathan Gorman for the British heavyweight title. And man, like, people saying it's 50-50, Gorman's got the boxing and the experience, Wardley has got that unproven potential and that power, and wow, just got hit and then just hit back even harder. The third round, like knockout, or well, Nathan Gorman's corner threw the towel in. But yeah, I'm not sure. I think it was a good stoppage potentially. I've seen some people say that Gorman quit in there, or he could have given a bit more and just didn't want it. Whereas, and you could also argue that it was a good stoppage from his corner, as Fabio Wardley was just going to tear into him from that point. So that was a great fight. Fabio Wardley, I'm just been following for a while now. All his fights are super interesting. Obviously, he's got a real good finishing rate, knocks everyone out he comes into, and then yeah, see him maybe push for a potential, I don't know, Commonwealth or European title further down the line. But yeah, let's see where he can get to with that lack of experience before in the pro ranks. So yeah, and then also on Saturday night on the BT Sport Frank Warren's card, it was Zach Parker versus John Ryder for the WBO interim super middleweight title, which obviously is held by Canelo, which all the super middleweight belts are. And yeah, obviously John Ryder came out victorious, now the interim champion and next in line for Canelo, potentially, hopefully. But yeah, got to feel for Zach Parker a bit. For me, haven't watched that much of him, but a bit of unknown potential. I think John Ryder had the better resume coming into it, obviously. I think Parker one of his best performances would have had to been put in to beat John Ryder, but luckily he broke his hand, and yeah, he got stopped in the, I think it was the 4th or 5th round, I believe. Had to retire, and yeah, so John Ryder coming through, and well, I think we can all hope that hopefully it's Canelo, and hopefully Eddie Hearn, he's got to make it happen. He's got to bring Canelo over to England, stadium, anywhere in London, who knows, Tottenham Stadium, Wembley, who knows, but Eddie, get him over here and you can have my money. We'll have to be seeing that fight in person, and yes, wow. Also in British boxing, young upcoming superstar Adam Azim. Wow, I don't know, he's just something special. He's so good. And like, he's nice to watch on the eye, and obviously he's got that power. The second round knockout, which was meant to be a big step up for him against Ryder Charlton, but obviously proved not a big enough step. Yeah, who knows what they do with him now, because he is that good. Not many people will want to be getting in there with him, but yeah, I'm on that hype train, all aboard, and see where he can get to, because he will be a superstar. Pay-per-view, big fights, and boxing fans will have a lot of great nights watching him fight. I can tell you that now. He is quality. And then, haven't watched the fight yet, but over in America for the WBC Super Lightweight Championship was obviously vacated by Josh Taylor. It was Prograis versus Zepeda, and yeah, Prograis knocked him out, 11th round, bang. And I've got to say, I got to give a shout out. I've had a little bet on that overnight. Not something nice to wake up to, won a couple of quid, but I got the tip. Got to shout out Nick's picks from Nick from the Fight Disciples, coming through with that Prograis knockout in the 10th, 11th or 12th, 7-1. I got it at, and bang, nice thing to wake up to on a Sunday morning. So, and yeah, and looking forward to next week in boxing. Obviously, Tyson Fury, Derek Chisora. I'm not sure what we can really say about that, really. Obviously, Tyson Fury is expected to walk that fight by, I think, over 99, almost 100% of everyone ever, I can say. But yeah, there's obviously Chisora has got a chance, which I've got that hope, that slim hope that he can do it, because I just think that would be hilarious, and also just brilliant. What a story, what an upset that would be. That'd be one of the biggest ever upsets in all the sport ever. It'd be tough to find another one of upset of that magnitude, and yeah. Then also we've got Daniel Dubois fighting the co-main event of that fight card, and yeah, Daniel Dubois, I think he's got a lot to go, and I think it'll be a good test for him on a Saturday. But I think he just needs more experience for me. I think he needs a few more fights, and then a real big name, I believe, and then yeah, who knows where he can get to. But yeah, I'll have to wait and see Saturday night, and yeah. So I think that's going to be it for this review video. Thanks everyone for watching. If you just found me, this is my first video on the channel, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed. I'm going to be doing a lot more of these boxing, maybe some UFC reviews, football talk, football, anything really. Who knows? Let's see what happens in the future. So yeah, it'd be great if you liked and subscribe, and yeah, I'll see you guys next time.